So now darker. So you see how this, you know, I chose this work also because of this idea of, so when you have a lot of these bumps, right, of different sizes, some bumps are going to be easier to render in a tonal gradation. Some are going to be harder. So in some cases like this, it's easy because the tonal passage is gradual and soft. But in here, it's going to be really hard. So because you still have to pack as many values as you can, but in a much narrower space. So that's going to be difficult. But it's a very good practice. It's very good practice. But here you have a lot of bump, but each bump is a muscle that exists. It's good, and even you see how the scapula coming in like this squeezes now this group of muscle in here, which is under there is the rectus spinae, and on top of it there is the and here also splenius, scapula, and cervicis, and there's the rhomboideus. So there's a lot of muscle in here that can squeeze in between scapula and spine, and they kind of pop up like that, right? And at the same time, you see also the volume of the trapezius coming down like that, which is over those muscles, right? So it's quite a feat of you know, kind of beautiful synthesis of all this muscle, registered, recorded so beautifully. Even when you have this complexity of layering, layered muscles, right? So here we have this kind of darker value here, right? So now we push this a little bit darker right here. So we're extending the tonal scale, but see how tricky it gets now, right? Slowly, because again, the tonal passage in some cases is more distributed, some cases very compact. But even in this area here, you see that there's a very soft edge in here, right? So feather the edges because that will help to maintain the sense of turning of the form. If the patches of value are too sharp and stop too abruptly, that flattens the form a lot. So we see now, really you have a way of controlling that tonal development as you work on this gradually like that, right? But squint, right? Squint so that will leave you always periodically squint, because then you can see if your areas of value are too separate from the rest, or if you're not dark enough or too dark, right? Dark or light enough, or too dark or too light. If they pop out too much, right?
Yeah.
So now see how this part is very dark, but I need now to darken the part on the left. Otherwise, the plane turns too sharp. You see that? Like that. So if I darken this area here in the middle, what it does, it creates a little bit of an intermediate turning, and it's not so angular, right? Carol, keep it only sharp, because to keep it sharp, you can achieve thin lines, so you have better control. If you even if you use it flat, keep it sharp. In fact, if you use it flat, you keep sharpening it, right? But as you get into the detail and you switch the pencil to this pose like this, right? To this handle like this, from this, right? To this. Then the point, especially with the 2B, will get down quickly. So you want to keep an eye on that, right? And have a sharpening with a sandpaper. Don't sharpen it with the pencil. Sharpen it because yeah, it's better. It's better. It's more faster. You get a longer point, and you last longer because you don't have to constantly take off pencil. You just have a long point like that and touch up just the tip, and it lasts much longer.